morning, scholars! I'm so excited to be with you here today as we work on our application problem for Thursday, May 28th, I believe. So, this application problem is a little bit different. It is a story problem, like all application problems are, but we're not really having to do a lot of solving, because right now, remember, we're working on our graphing. And part of graphing means being able to figure out where things are in a specific space. And that's what we're going to be working on today. So all of you should be able to see this, right? And it says, the story says, the captain of a ship has a chart to help him or her navigate through the islands. He or she or they must follow points that show the deepest parts of the channel. List the coordinates the captain needs to follow in the order he, she, or they will encounter them. In other words, this is the ship, and we need to get it from here, its starting point, to here, its ending point. But we need to do it following these specific coordinates, going here, then here, then here, then here, then here, and finally to here. Because if we were to go, say, here, right, we would crash into this. If we were to go too far this way, when we turned, we would have an island in our way. And so the whole point of this is to help you figure out where, and this is what it says here, is to help you figure out where coordinates are, right? But also to kind of give you an idea of why these can be important, why these can be helpful, and why it's important that we're specific with them. So let's get started. Let's call this one, we're going to go in the order that the captain needs to drive the ship in, right? Or I don't know what it's called, navigate the ship in. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Couple things we need to remember when we're doing this, right? X coordinate, that's left and right, like a cross, is named first. Hello, kitten. Y coordinate, that's the one up and down. How high up is it? Up, down, is named second. Hello, kitten. Okay, you want to help us with our math today? All right. So, Stokes, what do you see here first? Where do you see number 1? Remember, the first thing we need to figure out is where it is on this. So I see number 1 here. How far from this is it? Is coordinate 1. It's 5, right? It's 5 away from our origin of 0, it goes all the way to here. So I'm going to say 5. Now, how high up is it? Well, it's right there. So if I follow it all the way this way, it's exactly halfway between 1 and 2. So it's going to be 1 and 1/2. And the way I did that, again, right, is I said, for the first one, how far along is it? How far left or right is it? It's at 5. And then how far up is it for my second one? This is line 1, and I can follow it. I know that wasn't perfectly even, but that's line 1. That's line 2. And it's right between those two. So it's going to be at 1.5. Let's look at coordinate number 2. That's right here. So how far this way is it? It's right on this line. It's right between 3 and 4. So that means that it's going to be at 3 and 1/2. And then, where is it here? It's right, how high up is it? It's exactly 3 up, right? So I'm going to make it 3. Now, you'll notice that what I'm doing, and I mentioned this briefly earlier, but I'm doing it in the order that the captain needs to follow, because it wouldn't make sense if I did this point and then I jumped all the way to this point, right? I need to follow exactly the order that the log or the navigation points are telling me to follow. I can't do them out of order. Similar to like if we have a treasure hunt, if we had a treasure hunt, right? And I said, okay, you need to go exactly 4 points this way and 3 points this way, and then you need to do this, and then you need to do this. You can't go from step 1 to step 5. You need to do them in order. With this, the same thing. You need to follow them in order. So the next ones you're going to do on your own, or if you want some help, you can always come to office hours with me and Miss Andrea. But the next one you're going to do is you're going to do this one, right? Because this is the next point that the captain needs to get to. That's going to be point 3. Then you're going to write it down for point 4, point 5, and finally point 6. And that is how you are going to answer this application problem for the day. All right, if you have any questions, as always, I'm here. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you in class in a little bit. And I'll see you later. Bye, scholars.